Went to the game yesterday. Buccaneers won. That's always exciting on a Monday Night Football. But no, I just want to check in with everyone. We are about 5 days out from starting our second annual ride to Tampa. This will be the second year that CFC will be doing this, invitation only group, and excited to be able to have everyone join. As always with my training series, I will try to put together a video, give you guys an update on the route, let you guys know what to expect, what we're looking for, to make sure everyone has a good experience in the ride. So the ride itself is about 107 miles. It says it's 110 based upon the information that's down here, but we're starting at a different location than where the map is. The original map that we created started at the train depot, but parking is tight there, so we're going to start at the Publix on 1792. So if you know where the PF is, Publix, we're going to be right behind that. So go past the Publix and look behind it. There's a parking lot. That's where you'll see us. If you have any problems, call me, and I'll be there. But the ride itself is about 107 miles. We'll leave from there and make our way through Orlando, make our way out to Winter Garden, which will be our first stop. I'm going to bring up this map a little bit and try to show a couple different details of some things that may be important to you guys. We're going to make our way through out to Clare, Quannacoy, out to Hiawassee, and we're going to hop on the trail. This is a trail that most of us have been on before. Right around here is where Ocoee High School is. So from about mile 14, which is here, all the way through to mile marker about 24, so about 10 miles we're going to be on the trail. And right here we're going to make a hard left and go up a hill to our first sag. Traditionally we make a right here and head towards Claremont, but we're not going right, we're going to go left and make our first sag. So just know that there's a little bit of climb getting into the first hill. So that's mile marker 24. We'll have the sag, and from 24 to about 42 is where we start picking up most of the climbing. You'll notice that in this section here, there's probably one climb. This is probably the overpass on 429. But outside of that, once we get up to 24, we're pretty flat, and then we're going to start some climbing. So we'll be in some areas that most of us were in, part of the 400, and then the backside of this lake here. So about out by the Hancock area. So from 24 to 42, just be prepared to get your legs working. You'll see some up and down here, some elevation, but not anything that's unmanageable. Once we get out to 42, we'll have our mile marker 42. We'll have our next stop. That will be at 42, obviously. And there's a 5-mile section here on 33 that I want everybody to be very cautious of. Last year there was a pretty large enough shoulder on 33 to where we didn't have any issue. I suspect that's going to be the same case this time, but there's a lot of big trucks and so forth that travel up and down this road, so we just want to be aware of that and be mindful of that. So once we make it through that 5-mile stretch, we're going to be headed towards the Van Fleet Trail. So if you've done Rolling with Rush, this is that area. So it's going to be from about 48, nice really long stretch road, kind of really boring if you ask me, but it's from 48 to basically 64 is where we'll have a pretty nice stretch of road, no traffic, that we can just really kind of settle in at a really good pace. Most of you guys are familiar, or some of you guys that have done cross Florida will know this is one of the rest stops that we use. Again, we've done with Rolling with Rush. Aaron's pretty familiar with this road because he lives out in this area too. Outside of that, once we get to mile marker 64, gonna make through some couple small towns. Probably gonna hit one of my favorite towns, which is Knights, Florida. Knights Elementary School here. Really rural area in this part of the country, or part of Florida rather. You're probably going to pass some strawberry farms, so just keep your nose peeled and just try to see if you can smell them out. But this area is really pretty much known for strawberries, from about 64 to about 90. You can see here there's Strawberry Crest High School. Once we get to mile marker 90, we're in a home stretch. We've only got a couple more miles before we finish things out. So we'll make our way through, start to get into the heart of Tampa, or really the outskirts of Tampa rather. right around mile marker 98 to 99. Last year there was a pretty good shoulder there, so we didn't have any issues. We'll pass the Hard Rock Casino. We'll be on the opposite side of that, but we'll make our way through and land in Ybor City. All the spots that we're going to stop are going to be very close. So we have the hotel, which is here. We have the restaurant, which is here. So we'll stop at the hotel first, change, get dressed, whatever, and make our way back down to the restaurant, have lunch, and then go back to the hotel. Let some of the guys that are driving drive back to Orlando. The rest of us will take a ride over to the train depot. So riding from the train depot over to here is probably about a half a mile. So it's walkable. If you don't have a bike, if you ride a bike, obviously we're going to ride the bike over there. So, but everything is really condensed in a very, very short area. So it's certainly doable and manageable from a walking distance standpoint. But the plan is to ride at a 19 to 21 pace. I want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to not have any cramps. I want everyone to be able to make it from start to finish. This is going to be an unsupported ride, so it's important that we manage our fatigue, manage our hydration, because we're out in the middle of nowhere. There is some, there is traffic, and so we're really technically out in the middle of nowhere, but it's not an out and back. It's not a loop like the Horrible 100. Once you get 50 miles out, you got to go 50 miles back in order to get back to your destination. We're not in a condensed area to get back to our car. So just be mindful of that as you prepare this week. Make sure you eat properly, hydrate properly, do all the things that we know we should be doing as cyclists. In addition to that, we're going to have one of the cyclists from Seminole Cyclists join us, Jamie Fleming. Jamie and I have written together on the Cross Florida ride. He joined us a little bit for the Horrible 100. In addition to that, he has done the 200-mile ride from coast to coast in the state of Florida that took place last month. So he's a seasoned rider. I think he'll fit in well with the group. Don't have any reservations about bringing him on. I think he'll be a great addition to the team. So we'll be 13 of us, and got the pace at 19:21. It's going to be cold. If you want to try to order some things now's the time to do it in preparation for Saturday, because temperatures are expected to be in the 40s. I think we'll probably start at about 45 degrees and maybe cap out at about 62. So just be mindful of that. If you need gear, if you're short on gear, you got to order it. I don't think I have anything extra. I usually have extra, a lot of different, cycling, apparatuses or gear, but I don't think I have any extra cold weather apparel. So, nevertheless, just be prepared for the temperatures. Wear what you want to wear. I would love to do CFC kits, but again, I want everyone to be comfortable and be in a position to where they just are layered up in the way that they want to. So, CFC kits are not required, but just wear what you want to wear, but make sure you're warm and can be prepared for the temperatures. Wind should be probably on our shoulder, right on our, well actually this one, probably right on our shoulder, right on the right hand side. Things could change, but probably we'll have to deal with a mild wind, 7 or 8 miles an hour, but again, not anything that will be as ridiculous as the Horrible 100 this past weekend. So outside of that, that's all I got. Definitely touch base with me. The plan is to leave at 6:30. We will roll at 6:30, so we'll have a briefing at 6:15. Brian will say a word for us before we head out, and outside of that, we'll leave at 6:15 or 6:30. So get there early, plan accordingly, and look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Let me know. Be well. Have a great Thanksgiving.